we are going to begin. If you have any questions, then you need to type them in the group chat, and when I see them, I will answer them. We have a great deal to cover this morning, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. The very first thing that we are going to talk about is Windows sound. And the way you get to the Windows sound is in the lower right-hand corner of your computer screen. You should see a very small speaker, and it has little lines that are to represent sound emanating from that speaker. The speaker, when you click on it once, will show you the volume level that your computer is set at. It may very well be that your volume is not high enough. So if it's not, you can move it toward the right to make it louder, or toward the left to make it less loud. If you right-click on the little speaker, you can click on Sounds, and that will bring up this icon, this dialog box on your computer. When you click on Playback, your playback should be set to the sound card of the speaker, the sound card of the computer, which for me is Realtek high definition audio. For you, it may be something different, or it may be the same. You may, if your mask is plugged in, you should then also see Sound Blaster Play 3. That's highlighted here. If your mask is plugged in. If your mask is not plugged in, please take it out of the bag now. And at the very end, you will see a USB plug. I want you to plug it into your computer, and remember where you plug it in, because I want you to plug it in like this every single time. Now, while you're organizing yourself and plugging in your mask, it's important that you know that your masks need to be cared for. You need to be gentle with them. Don't drop them on the floor. Don't hold them by their wire. You have to be gentle with it. The whole idea of utilizing a mask is that the mask, can you guys see me? This is my mask. Looks a lot like yours. This is the way we put it on our face. You can see that there's foam inside. If there isn't foam inside, you need to put your foam inside the mask. And then when you speak into the mask, it's gonna be like this on your face. So your chin fits right here at the bottom. You don't have to push it hard. You just let it sit on your face. And you're going to speak into it. Now, it has a tube at the bottom, and that tube is where you're going to breathe. You're going to breathe from the tube. So no worries about being not able to breathe. The tube will let air in and out. That's not how you hold it, Michaela. like this. Okay? If you would like to cover your nose, you can turn the seal the opposite way, but when you cover your nose, it makes it much harder to breathe. Okay? And so that's why we don't cover our nose. That's why we let this bottom part be for our chin instead. So we can still breathe through our nose, okay? So the mask should be plugged into your computer. And now as you look at the sounds, you should see that you now have Sound Blaster Play 3 listed in sounds as well. Okay? You should also see your sound card. Now, is your sound card the Realtek high definition audio like mine, or is it something different? Okay, I removed the other things so that you should be seeing exactly the same thing as I see. So you should see the Sound Blaster Play, and you should see the Realtek high definition audio. Okay, I want you to right click on your sound card and make sure that it is set as the default device. So right click and click on Set as Default Device on your sound card. You will have to do this on the playback tab and on the recording tab. Okay, Michelle let me know that you couldn't see my sound window. This is the window I'm talking about. So you're gonna right click. What may happen when you first plug in a USB audio device is that sometimes that device is set as the default device. And we don't want that, which is why we want to right click on the name of our sound card and click on Set as Default Device. We want to do that in the playback tab and on the recording tab, Set as Default Device. Okay, I'm going to say it one more time. So on the sound window, you have a playback tab up at the top and a recording tab. On the playback tab, please right click on your sound card and click on Set as Default Device. Then go to the recording tab, click on your sound card, right click and Set as Default Device. If it has the little green circle with the white check on the name of your sound card, then you are ready to rock and roll. Okay, now we're going to move on. So you can click OK to get rid of the sound. Okay, so all right. Now, please, on your computer, go ahead and log in to ACE. You should have all already logged in before and accessed the orientation. And you should have read through the entire orientation. So I'm going to just go through it really quickly because this is something you should have already done. In the orientation, you get an idea of what the icons are that you will be seeing on the ACE site, where there are announcements, a book you need to read, a picture to look at, terminology to understand, a quiz to take. An assignment is always something that you have to do. A video, obviously, is something that you have to watch. And supporting documentation is always something that you should download for future reference. And we talk about who the course creators are, the prerequisites, your courses. When you log in to ACE, you should see all of your courses that you have access to. That's just about a computer. And the programs that we're going to use, we're using Zoom right now. We all use Skype together, and we're also going to use TeamViewer. Should ever you have a problem and you need me to dial in to have a look at it and resolve it, I will use a program called TeamViewer, which is already on your computer for you. There's information about my Skype name, my email address, should you need to email me. And now we're going to talk a little bit about Real-Time Coach. Real-Time Coach is an amazing website. It is going to give you videos that you're going to listen to, and you're going to repeat what you hear on the videos from inside your mask. It's a great site. I'm going to go ahead and pop over there to show you a little bit of Real-Time Coach. And we log in. And you should have already logged into Real-Time Coach again prior to class starting. You're going to click on play, and then you're going to click on Transcriptionist. And that's going to bring you to all of the videos that you are going to need to do. You're going to start this week with some slow videos. As you can see, I have done these videos before, but I'm just going to give you an idea of how this works so that you can see it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on one. And here's the video. And normally we just click on play, but what we have to do first is open up the Transcriptionist application. So I'm going to, now that I'm ready in Real-Time Coach, I'm going to minimize this screen. And I'm going to open up, and I'm going to go ahead and go into Transcriptionist. And I'm going to click on, here's where you guys should be with me. Transcriptionist should be open on your desktop. And then right under the word file, you should see a white piece of paper with its corner sort of dog-eared down. And when you point to it, it should say new. Please click on that one time. And that's going to bring up the new job screen. And in the new job screen, you'll see job title. You see that? If you'll just type in Class 1 in the job title. See that? In the notes, you don't really have to put anything at all. In the case, it should say none. N-O-N-E, none. And then in the style, we're going to click on this drop down here. And you're going to see that you have many, many, many TNT, which stands for Trinidad and Tobago. And you'll see a bunch of different things. family court, criminal matter, criminal appeal, inquest, juvenile court, mag court, magisterial appeal, motion, petty civil, procedure appeal, protection order, many, many options. So what I want you to look for is the one that's different, and that is the one that is called Real-Time Coach Dictation. So it looks like this. You see up here, Real-Time Coach Dictation. Okay, great. Now, simply click on OK at the bottom. And that's going to bring you back to what we will always refer to as the main menu, right? When you click on OK. Now, you're not going to see all these other jobs. You're just going to see a blank screen with your one job that says Class 1. Now, up at the top, you're going to see that you have many icons. And when you point to that first one, it says New. When you point to the second one, it says Dictate, right? And that's the one that we're going to utilize to go into the dictation screen. So we'll just click on Dictate, and it's going to come up and say, should scope load the speech engine? And we would always want to put the check in that box so that the engine is in fact going to load. And then we would click on OK. Now what's going to happen is that it's going to come up and open the screen, and then it's going to want to open Dragon. But there's a problem because we haven't created a new user yet. Anissa, when you say you didn't get that, do you mean you didn't get the scope should load the speech engine question? You didn't get how we get to dictate. Okay. We clicked on the microphone button, which is the second button on the very top of the main menu. It looks like a microphone. You don't have the dictate option, Chelsea. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and close out of the transcriptionist application. Close out of it completely. And all of you should see on your desktop or in your tiles the dragon icon. It looks like white fire. Let's all go into Dragon. If you'll return to ACE and go to Computer Skills and scroll down to what is a dictation device, 7.2, the book, you'll see that we explain what a speech silencer mask is. We show you the different kinds of masks that are out there. And we also talk about desktop microphones, which is what I'm using to speak to you with right now. We talk about headsets with boom mics. And then we also go on to talk about USB audio devices and certain settings that we need to set, like USB selective suspend, so that the USB devices do not turn off. The USB audio devices are discussed in item 6 above. Audio devices in the Windows sound system. And this video will tell you a little bit more about why we utilize USB audio devices and things like that. And it's a very good video to watch. So I'd like for you guys all to do that when you have time. What we're going to do in a minute here is we're going to create a new user profile, which you will find in your Dragon Naturally Speaking class. Obviously, Dragon is already installed for you, but you will see the Create a New User in DPI 15 printable instructions. And when you click on that, it'll actually bring up those instructions for you so that you can save it onto your computer and print it out if that is what you would like to do. So here are the new user instructions. It is very, very step by step with pictures, as are most of my help documents. It tells you how to set the options. It tells you to delete certain commands. And this is what we're going to go through right now. And so I just wanted to show you these instructions so that you do not become concerned about, well, what if I don't recall that? What if I didn't listen? I didn't hear that. You can follow the new user instructions. And those are located again on ACE. You go to the Dragon course, and it's right at the top. It is 1.2 beneath item number 1, install, create new user profile, and set options. Under 1.2, create a new user, you will see the printable instructions, create a new user in DPI 15, printable instructions. Now that you know where those instructions are, I am going to show you how to create a new user. So Dragon is open, and the way you normally know it's open is that there is this bar at the top. But the bar may look a little bit odd to you right now. For instance, let me show you. Let me go back to the way it's probably looking now for you. There. So you may be seeing this, right? Okay, so you may be seeing an option to create the new user right there. It may just come up. If you see this little bar, then go to Profile and click on New User Profile. When you double-clicked on Dragon, the Open New User Profile may have come up. Or you may see something like this. Is this what you see? Welcome. Welcome to Nuance Dragon. That might be what you see. If this is what you see, you're going to click on Next. And then you will see a place to type in your name. So type in your name. So you're going to click on Yes after you type in your name. And then you're going to see Select Your Region. You'll see that you have many options. You should select the one that is best for you. If you cannot find one that you like, you might want to try accent not otherwise specified. And click on Next. In the Choose an Audio Device, you must select the Sound Blaster Play 3. This will not show up unless your mask is plugged in to your computer. Then select United Kingdom if that is what you have. After you've selected the Sound Blaster Play, click on Next. And this is just telling you about using a headset or speaking to the computer. We're using a mask. We're going to click on Next. So you're going to click on Start, and you're going to read what you see in the white paragraph. I will continue to use this time to take a right now. I'm giving Jonathan a chance to adapt to my voice and audio environment. As I talk, Dragon is checking the quality of the audio input and adjusting some settings. Good audio input. There you go, and I'm done. So now I can click on Next. You should only be speaking at a regular volume. You should not be speaking very high, very loud. You should not be whispering. Just speak at a normal tone and read what you see. And then you'll get to this place where it says, Help Us Improve Dragon. Click on Don't Enable This Now and click on Next. When you click on Next again, you'll see the Finish page. Click on Finish and you're done. Then there'll be a tutorial, which you can certainly view. We're not going to do that right now. Once I've done that, I see the floating modern toolbar here at the top. And then I go to Tools and Options. On the Correction tab, the only ones that should be selected are automatically add words to the active vocabulary, automatic playback on correction, show smart format rules, show only the choices, anchor, and enable double click to correct. That is what should have a check next to it. Now, if you click on Commands right below that, everything should be unchecked. So you simply just click. And when you click on the check, it will disappear. It may very well be for those of you who Dragon is giving trouble. I think that the problem is that we're connected via Zoom. I don't think you're going to have these problems when we're not on Zoom. So that job we created, I'm going to go ahead and go in to dictate. Those of you who have any problems, just let us know in the chat or in Skype, and immediately following class, we can dial in and have a look at any problems you may be having. I'm going to click on Scope loads the speech engine, and I'm going to click on OK. Now, what I should maybe show you is that the instructions for how to do this are also in your spreadsheet that I sent you. If you go to the spreadsheet and you click on the page that says RTC Dictations, and you go all the way to the bottom of that page, the notes for exactly how to do this are right there, okay? So that's why I don't tell you to take notes, because you really don't need to. It's all written down for you. And you can print it out if you like. Every step is written down for you. So I don't want you to worry about it. Okay, so I'm going to open my user profile. And I'm going to make my transcriptionist screen a little smaller. And to do that, all you have to do is grab an edge. Please notice that when I go to the edge of this screen, it makes a little double arrow. Do you see that? And so I can pull it down. And when I do that, then it'll give me room for my real-time coach screen. Play Transcriptionist. And now I'm also going to minimize this. I'm going to make it smaller because I like to see that words are dropping in my transcriptionist screen, but I also like to see it dropping in my real-time coach screen. So basically what I've done is I've just made this screen sort of long and wide, go along the bottom, and then I click into my real-time coach screen. I'm going to try to put that one on top. That way I can see them both. And then what I do is when I'm ready, I have my mask and I click on, are you guys seeing both of these screens? Yeah, okay, just wanted to make sure. So I'm going to click on the microphone, and then I'm going to click on this here. It looks like an old-fashioned computer. And if you click on it, it says, if you point to it, it says dictate to active window. So I'll click there. And then I'm going to click on my real-time coach window here. And
members of the jury. The defendant is indicted on several counts here, to which I have previously made reference. I told you I removed, as a matter of law, the one which charged armed robbery. The others I have left for your consideration, and by doing so, I do not intimate any opinion as to what you should or should not find with reference to the facts and to your ultimate verdict. I previously told you that the indictment does not constitute evidence in any manner or to any extent, but merely permits the trial to be held. The state must prove the guilt of an accused beyond a reasonable doubt before there may be a conviction as to any particular count in the indictment. The defendant has entered a plea of not guilty. He is presumed to be not guilty, and this presumption carries throughout the entire trial, unless or until it is removed by evidence satisfying you of guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. This term means what it would imply, not a fanciful, whimsical, or a capricious doubt, but a reasonable doubt, sometimes called a substantial doubt. It is a doubt arising out of the testimony and or evidence in the case, or the lack of testimony or evidence in a case, which leaves the mind of a fair and impartial juror in a wavering and unsettled condition, after the juror has fairly and impartially considered all of the testimony and evidence in the case. I further charge you that the fact a defendant does not testify cannot be held or charged or considered by you against him in any manner or to any extent. I also charge you that where it is undertaken by the state to prove the guilt of an accused by circumstantial evidence, not only must the evidence and circumstances be proven, but they must be wholly and must point to a moral certainty to the guilt of the accused. They must be wholly and in every particular perfectly consistent with each other, and they must further be absolutely inconsistent with any other reasonable hypothesis than the guilt of the accused. One charge in the indictment, which is for your consideration, is a charge of housebreaking, which is set forth in section 16-332 of our Code of Laws as it then existed. Every person who shall break and enter, or who shall break with intent to enter in the daytime, any dwelling house or other house, or who shall break and enter, or shall break with intent to enter in the night time any house, the breaking or entering of which would not constitute burglary with intent to commit a felony or other crime of lesser grade shall be guilty of a felony. Now there are several elements which must be established by the requisite of burden of proof. There must be a breaking, there must be an entering, and both must be accompanied with the intent to commit some crime once the breaking and entering has been accomplished. By breaking, a breaking may occur by merely opening a closed door, or a door that is partially open, but not sufficiently to permit entry, and it requires a further opening in order to enter. There must be an entering, which means a going into, and both as I say, must be accompanied with an intent to commit a crime once the breaking and entering has occurred.
Okay. So I don't know if it's because I minimized the screen, but it doesn't all show up. So I'm going to copy this, Control C, and I'm going to maximize this. This part of the screen was supposed to go white, and my text should have pointed in this window, in this white window, but it did not because I guess I minimized it. You don't really need to be seeing the transcriptionist screen when you're dictating. You only need to see this screen. So you can have this one up in the background, and you can leave this large as well and just click on your real-time coach and make that big. And when you click on play, it starts.
Ready?
And see, it goes like this. So now if I do Control V and check transcript, it will tell me how well I did, 84% accuracy. You must earn 80% accuracy or better on every dictation before you can go to the next. So remember when you're listening to just repeat what you're saying. Try to grab 3 or 4 words at a time. Like when you hear ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I generally say ladies and gentlemen of the jury. I don't say ladies, ladies, ladies. You know, I don't follow behind every word. I listen to 3 words, I say 3 words. I listen to 3 words, I say 3 words. This is going to be something you're going to get used to. In the beginning, it's not easy. It's a little difficult. And sometimes when people put the mask on their face, they get a little bit of anxiety. That's normal, because the first thing I thought when I was given a mask and said, talk into it, was, oh my God, I can't breathe and I'm claustrophobic. I feel like it's going to eat my face. So don't worry. This is natural. If you're feeling that way, it's natural. It's okay. And you only have 3 dictations for this week. And so you're going to do 3 dictations this week. None of them are ever over 5 minutes usually. So if you have to do it 1 or 2 or 3 times, no worries. That's normal. That's very, very normal. And it's good to do it with the mask, because when you do it with a headset, you can hear your own voice. And so it's really, really hard. With a mask, you're speaking at a normal volume. You're not having to yell or push your voice at all. You're just speaking at a normal volume. And when you're speaking at a normal volume into the mask, you won't so much hear yourself. And because when you hear yourself, that gets very, very disconcerting. So don't worry about it. You may not have 80% on your first dictation. That's okay. Do it again. Just do it again. And you can hit practice again. It'll take you right back to the same place and you can do it again. Okay? So no worries. Now, when this is done and you close out of your window, you can come back to Transcriptionist. And what we do in Transcriptionist is we do something called correction. Now, I only ask you to do this for 5 to 15 minutes. So I don't want you spending ever more than 15 minutes doing what I'm about to show you, okay? Because it's very important that you do it right. It's better to do it exactly right than to do more. So it's more about quality than quantity, okay? So I'm going to put my cursor at the beginning, the first word, and I'm going to click on the A with the little pencil. it's going to come up and say, although you can continue in correction mode, the voice data has been modified and should be saved. To save the voice data, make sure the SRE mic is off first. That's this mic here. And then select save or do Control S. So I'm going to say okay. And I'm going to do Control S just to be sure. And it says save voice data. I say yes, and it goes away. It'll come up. It might say save the speech files and say yes. Now, when I first clicked here, it repeated what I said.
Members of the jury.
This was something I said before. So,
members of the jury.
So here, it didn't even hear members of the jury. So now I have it right because I typed in the orange space, members of, to make it right. Now I'm going to click on, I'm going to hit page down, the key to go to my next, what we call an utterance.
The defendant is indicted on several counts here, to which I have previously made reference. I told you I removed as a matter of law the one which charge armed robbery. The others I have left for your consideration, and by doing so, I do not intimate any opinion as to what you should or should not find.
Now, I'm sure you're wondering, what are these things in the parentheses, right? These are called conflicts, and you currently don't have any set up, so you won't see conflicts. You'll only see the words highlighted in orange, and you can only listen to your voice and make what's inside the orange utterance match exactly. Even if it's not what was said, that's not important. What's important is that what you said matches those words exactly. And when you're done doing about 5 minutes of that, you'll then go to what's called the Utterance Summary up here. And you're going to listen again.
Members of the jury.
And make sure that under the corrected column, it's correct.
I removed as a matter of law.
Scroll to the next one.
As to what you should or should not find.
And that's all. So I'm going to, and they're all right. So I'm going to click on correct. And I'm going to say yes to saving my speech files. And then everything that I changed turned blue. What I didn't change is still black. I've saved my speech files and I am done. And that is all you have to do. All that I want you to do this week is go through your assignments online and do your 3 dictations using this method that I showed you here. Okay? We've gone a little bit over time, so I'm going to close the class. I look very much forward. Oh, there is a question. Do we have a limit on number of practice sessions per video? No, you do not. You can practice as much as you want. And your highest score is the score that will be counted. Where do we find the assignments online? I did not get the initial email. Okay, where you find the assignments is in your worksheet. If you look at your worksheet and you go to week 1, it tells you everything that you're supposed to do. So things that you need to read or look at online. And then at the very end, it'll show you the name of the dictations that you have to do for this week. So you go to the Real-Time Coach site. I'm going to do that. I'm going to log in. You would go to Play and Transcriptionist. And the very first one on your list is Oil for Food Program Part 3. So you go to Real-Time Coach, Oil for Food Program Part 3, first one. And that's how you find it. Okay? So anyone who had any issues with Dragon or any issues with getting into ACE or Real-Time Coach, please let us know in the Skype window. And also, let us know if you have time for us to deal with your issue right now, or if you want us to wait until later when you contact us. And we'll get that done. All right? I'll see you guys all next week. If you have any issues or any questions, please Skype me. I'm here for you. Y'all have a great day.